2024 BMW i7 Review. What is the i7? The i7 is quite literally the all-electric variant of the redesigned 7 Series sedan, BMW's long-serving four-door flagship model. It's the automaker's biggest and baddest electric sedan and one of its most expensive models, full stop. It's Bavaria's answer to the Mercedes EQS, Tesla Model S and Lucid Air. BMW differentiates its trim levels by powertrain, and when it launched in 2023, this big EV came in one state of tune, the i7 xdrive60. For 2024, BMW is upping the ante with a new i7 m70 model. When it hits the road, it will be the most powerful electric car BMW has ever made, essentially guaranteeing that it will be quicker than the standard i7. It will also feature a number of M-specific modifications that should help it be more engaging to drive. How much power and range does the i7 have? The base i7 is rated to achieve 296 to 318 miles on a single charge, depending on the wheel and tire option. Despite having much more power, more on that later, the new 2024 i7 m70 is right up there, with the manufacturer estimated max range of 295 miles on a single charge. That's on the low end for big, luxurious EV sedans. Rival Mercedes, Lucid and Tesla sedans all have versions that will do more than 400 miles on a full battery. All i7 variants utilize a battery pack with 101.7 kWh of usable capacity. The big difference between the xdrive60 and m70 is how the two electric motors, one on the front axle, and the other on the rear, have been tuned. The M70's rear motor is 25.5% more power-dense than the standard i7's, and the result is a total system output of 650 HP and 748 lb-ft of torque in sport mode. The car musters up to 811 lb-ft when the boost pedal is used or when launch control is engaged. Use the latter, BMW says, and the M70 will rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.5 seconds. For comparison, the standard i7 xdrive60 makes 536 horsepower and 549 lb-ft of torque, which is strong enough to accelerate the i7 to 60 miles per hour in an Edmunds-tested 4.3 seconds. That's a respectable figure, but the M70 model brings the i7 significantly closer to the pace of cars like the Lucid Air and Tesla Model S, though it's still no plaid. Both versions of the i7 can charge at up to 195 kilowatts on a DC fast charger, which isn't quite as speedy as some other EVs. How's the i7's interior? As you'd expect given the 7 Series underpinnings and substantial price tag, the i7's cabin is a genuinely luxurious place to sit. The overall design is handsome, with plenty of nice materials on all of the surfaces. Leather is available, though we really like the available cashmere seating surfaces. We'd like to see more premium fabric interiors like this one. We weren't as fond of some of the glossy interior trim as it tended to reflect light in bright sunlight. The driver-oriented dashboard is topped by two large screens under one long, slightly curved piece of glass. BMW's latest infotainment system packs a lot more features than the outgoing system, and the system in the M70 also gets unique designs to make the car both look and feel more sporty. This is illustrated by M-specific performance pages and different gauges in the instrument cluster. However, one of our biggest gripes with the i7, and other BMWs that use xdrive8, was that the interface simply isn't very intuitive. Thankfully, it seems like BMW has recognized this issue and is launching the M70 with the updated xdrive 8.5. Presumably BMW will roll this update out to other models. It now comes with what BMW calls Quick Select. The function essentially mimics your smartphone's home screen and aims to make selecting various functions much easier. The result, BMW says, is a focused, assured driving experience. We'll be sure to vet that claim. The rear seat is arguably more impressive, especially when equipped with a frankly massive 31-inch, 8K rear entertainment screen with built-in Amazon Fire TV. The resolution is great, but the ultra-wide aspect ratio doesn't match anything in movies or television, so the image will either be cut off or letterboxed. And despite the width, the screen is only capable of playing one thing at a time. Honda offered a wide, but much smaller, screen in the rear of the Odyssey that was capable of playing two things at once. When it's lowered, the i7's big display completely blocks the driver's view out of the rear window, and there's no digital rear view mirror to maintain visibility. That said, it's pretty slick to put the car in theater mode. The rear shades raise and the screen lowers. Feels a bit like turning the lights down at a movie theater. This is BMW's largest sedan, so there's plenty of space in both rows. If there's no one in the front passenger seat, the right rear passenger can use a touchpad built into the door to push the passenger seat forward and stretch out in the rear. With the right package, you can almost lay the seat flat. How's the i7's storage? The i7 has a massive trunk, but unlike some other EVs it doesn't offer a front trunk where an engine would otherwise sit. The trunk's cargo area is wide and deep, but unlike some other sedans, the seats don't fold flat on all trims. Storage space in the cabin for small items is pretty good for a luxury vehicle, with sizable door pockets in each row as well as spacious consoles both front and rear. That said, the cargo area is smaller than the wide opening hatches you'll find on the Tesla Model S and Mercedes EQS.